Okay, so hello everyone in the meeting. So thank you for being here with us in our first webinar of the project NEVI-EVY. So today we will presenting a report we have prepared for the ex ante of analysis of the situation for our project. So it's a pleasure to be here and presenting our results. But first, we will present some details of our project and why we are making this work and our deliverables and main objectives of the project from the beginning. So the first thing is to say that this NEVI-EVY project is a project funded by the European Social Funds, co-founded by the European Union. So we will have a couple of years to make all the things about this project, about innovation for empowering youth with disabilities. And mainly we are in three countries in Europe. So as you can see, we are four partners in total. The Institute for Structural Research in Poland, the European Rural Youth Observatory that is mainly in Portugal, but is a network all around Europe, and our two partners from Poland and Estonia. So we have Center Cultura and Fundación AXA Visa, sorry for the name. So we have these four partners, and we will working as I told you for 4 years, 2 years in these projects about people with disability. The main thing we have found to start this project is the the, the difficulties that disabled young people have to find a job and to have a permanent job. So that's why we have this project. And as you can see in your screen, the gap by average in the European Union of unemployment for disabled people comparing is about 24, 25 point of difference for young people. So that's why we are making this project. And our main objective is to avoid the early school leavers in this kind of youth, and also to avoid that they finally get uh, into the needs route, not in employment, education, or training. So these are our main goals. And finally, we will try to improve the employment rate for this group of young people, and also to increase the quality of the employment, not only the rate, but also to have a better job and a more permanent job finally with this project and this model. All this project is based in a job crafting model that is emphasized the employees' independency. So the models try to these young people to go and to find a job and to be more independent. Also have the support of the job practice in actively shaping the stack. So with these two partners we have in the field making and applying this job crafting model. So we try to support better and to find a better job and with better shapes for these disabled people. And finally, to have a relation with the employers. So to have a better relation with the employer and to find a better uh, employees for the depending on the profiles of young people. So this is the main point of the job crafting. Today we will present some of the results of this institution that is working with young people in the field, and our colleagues will present the preliminary results. For our project, we have some deliverables to do during these 2 years, as you can see in your screen. In our website, we have the advance of the different deliverables. So at the beginning, as you can see, all the deliverables are in the first stage. But at the end, we will have some policy brief of labor market, of policy brief for targeting the person with disabilities, some example and model to reply this job crafting model, And also we have a final conference and a hearing at the European Parliament. So this is the main objectives and deliverables we have in our projects. So today, as I told you, we will make an analysis of the situation. And for this, we have our colleagues that will present this result. She works in the Institute for Structural Research, the IBS, one of our partners. She's graduate in Quantitative Methods and Information System in the Warsaw School of Economics, and also in Psychology of the University of Warsaw. She has participated in other projects related with the development of collective action in psychology, and also has worked for the public administration as with details of, she worked at IBS as research in work-life balance, mental health, and flexible working arrangement. So I will leave the floor to our colleagues so she can present the first results. If you have any question, we will have later a question and answer time. So you can write your question on the chat of Zoom. And at the end of the presentation, we will try to find all the replies to our questions. So now the floor is for our colleagues. So I will leave my presentation and she can start now. So thank you so much, and I hope this will be inspirable for you. We cannot hear you, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Now.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry about that. Thank you for for having me here. I will present. My name is Katarzyna Lipowska. I will present the ex-ante analysis evaluation. This analysis was conducted in two parts, a quantitative and a qualitative study. So I ran the quantitative analysis, which I will present in more detail. And we will also have a sneak peek into the qualitative study results, but this will be more explored in the next webinar, which will concentrate on these results. Okay, so yeah. So before diving deeper, I would like to discuss the general background for this analysis, the disability employment gap that Mariano has already mentioned a bit, and the statistics on people neither in employment nor in education or trading, so needs. Then we will move to the analysis results. So the mean disability employment gap across the EU reaches 24 percentage points, while in Poland it is slightly higher at 31 percentage points. And the employment rate of persons with disabilities in Poland is 43% compared to 74% in people without disabilities. The disability employment gap is smaller for young people, reaching 11 percentage points across the EU. So while this may sound encouraging, it stems from the fact that fewer people are in employment. But this is in part due to ongoing education. Young people with disabilities often complete their education later and drop out more often than their peers. So as a result, they start their careers later and in junior roles. So I already mentioned that the dropout rates are higher for young people with disabilities. Only 29% obtain a tertiary education compared to 44% for people without disabilities. And this is important because early results research suggests that higher education is crucial for employment of people with disabilities. So in Poland, the total share of NEETs is below the EU average. It's about 9%, while in the EU it is 11%. But this share of NEETs reaches over 50% compared to 30% in the EU when we take into account only young people with disabilities. So this is a situation which really calls for solutions, and I hope this analysis is one of the steps in this direction. So in this project, we want to explore the drivers and obstacles to the employment of young people with disabilities. The quantitative analysis is based on monitoring the continued employment of project participants of project led by Fundacja Aktywizacja. In the qualitative study, employees of Fundacja Aktywizacja interviewed young people, employers, and job grafters. These interviews provide insights into the job seeking and onboarding phases. So let's get back to the quantitative analysis. And first, I'll present who we had in our sample. So these were project participants of Fundacja Aktywizacja. The data was gathered between 2022 and 2025 for project evaluation at 4 intervals after the project ended. So 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and 18 months after the project ended. And there were different topics covered in the survey. So it was whether the person continues employment, reasons for ending the job contract, if applicable, working conditions, job satisfaction, skills development at work, and the influence of work on social relations. The final sample had over 2,000 participants. 20% were aged between 50 to 29. So these are our young project participants. Half of the participants were women, and over 40% had a tertiary education. As regards the degree of disability, most had a moderate disability. A slightly larger share of young people had a severe disability. And in terms of type of disability, most project participants had a physical disability followed by a mental health condition and problems with vision or hearing. In young people, mental health conditions were slightly less frequent, while developmental or intellectual disabilities were a bit more common. So I guess that makes sense in this sum. So let's explore whether there are any differences between younger and older project participants in terms of working conditions, job satisfaction, skill development at work, and the influence of social relations. So we compared the results of the survey between these two groups, and it turns out that skills development is the area that differentiates younger project participants from the older ones. They participate in more courses, they have more courses offered at work, and they declare they want to upgrade their skills more often. They also see more opportunities for promotions and are more satisfied with their wages. Most of these differences can be attributed to being at the beginning of one's career and when the learning curve is steeper and when you begin to earn money, so it makes the most difference. I found no other differences between older and younger project participants. So let's move to the econometric modeling. So here I modeled being employed at the time of the survey, and in the first model, and in the second model, I modeled job satisfaction of the project participant if they were still at a job. So the explanatory variables in the model of being employed were the disability type and degree, gender, education, area of residence. Area of residence here is the municipality size and monitoring month. All these variables were interacted with young age, and thanks to that, we can see whether there is a different correlation between the explanatory variable for young people and for older people. So as for the results, holding all other variables equal, young project participants were equally likely to be employed. Only tertiary education and having a severe disability increased the probability of still being employed for younger workers only. So as I mentioned before, the effect of tertiary education is consistent with some earlier findings from the literature, and the impact of severe disability may be potentially related to a specific project that was particularly well targeted towards this population. And there were no other significant changes depending on age for staying in the same job. Okay, so now let's move to the job satisfaction. We had the same variables as in the model of still being in employment. And also we had the information on working conditions, skills development, and the influence of work on social relations. And that's before we interacted all these variables with young age to see any potential differences that are due to it. So here we found that the age, gender, area of residence, education, disability degree, or disability type had no effect on job satisfaction. The patterns were found, we found for other variables were very similar for younger and older project participants. So we found basically no difference depending on age in job satisfaction. As for working conditions, feeling that work put one's health at risk, obviously it decreased job satisfaction. On the other hand, safe working conditions, the ability to work remotely, and caring employers, meaning that caring employers here mean that they respond positively to one's needs regarding health and accommodate those needs, those contributed to job satisfaction. And as for the variables that did not matter, part-time work didn't matter for job satisfaction, and neither did working overtime, if it happened. As for development opportunities, participation in training and work did not matter. In training at work did not matter, but the opportunities for training and promotion provided by the employers did. So moreover, the more autonomy one had, the more satisfied the person tended to be. Participants taking courses after work were less satisfied with their jobs. So if you were taking courses after jobs, it probably meant that you wanted to upgrade your skills and to change your job. A good working relationship with supervisors and the ability to afford hobbies after work were crucial for job satisfaction. However, the relationship with colleagues or clients did not matter. So all in all, the key results were the following. Younger project participants declared more often that they wanted to upgrade their skills and participated in more courses, while younger workers rated their working conditions similarly to older colleagues. They were more satisfied with their income. And we also found that higher education is essential for the continued employment of young people with disabilities. And the patterns of job satisfaction were similar in younger and older project participants. Okay, so now, courtesy of Fundacja Aktywizacja, let's have this sneak peek at the results of interviews. The authors of this study are Anna Gruszczyńska, Agnieszka Jaskiewicz-Kłosowska, Emilia Elejnik-Malinowska, and Aleksandra Tatko. Okay, so the conclusions from the interviews will be used to create a preliminary version of the job crafting model, which will be tailored to young people with disabilities. And these interviews were carried out via telephone, and they followed the semi-structured scenarios developed by the Fundacja Aktywizacja. And each session lasted about 1 hour. The interviews were conducted with young people with disabilities, with employers, and with job crafters. So job crafters are people who help workers with disabilities find and maintain a satisfying employment, cooperating with both job candidates and employees and employers. They do that, among others, by increasing the individual's ability to independently adapt to their work environment. They also encourage continuing education and also participation in other activities. Okay, so now the role of job crafter, in their own words, involves integrating elements of mentoring and coaching. Success relies on a high degree of empathy, flexibility, and relationship building to address the diverse and complex needs of young people with disabilities. So job crafters reported that many young individuals face emotional, cognitive, and interpersonal challenges such as anxiety, low self-esteem, and unrealistic expectations, and those hinder labor market participation. Addressing these issues requires both psychological insight and sustained motivational support. So these may be interview simulations, coaching in self-presentation, and support in navigating workplace norms that help acquiring and then continuing in the job. Young people with disabilities often lack the experience and coping strategies necessary to handle professional environments independently. So while young people are generally comfortable with digital tools and remote communication, they frequently lack the collaborative, strategic and problem-solving skills. Effective job crafting for this group must include tailored digital resources and also structured social competency development, because this is what's most lacking. And now, hearing from young people with disabilities, they identified the support of job crafters as essential in the initial stages of job searching. So this support was strategic and targeted towards disability inclusive employers, so that they don't look for a job at random, but they just tailor their search towards where it's most likely to be successful. And the personalized guidance of job crafters participants, through this personalized guidance of job crafters, participants develop the self-efficacy beliefs, confidence, and skills necessary to plan their careers on their own later on. Respondents emphasized that the importance of tailored assistance, particularly during the early phases of employment. Ongoing contact with job crafters provided also emotional reassurance and practical strategies and knowledge for addressing some workplace challenges and navigating interpersonal dynamics that may also be difficult at times. So for young people with disabilities, employment served as a transformative experience. It provided them structure, autonomy, and a renewed sense of purpose, enabling broader aspirations for continuing education, achieving financial independence, and participating fully in social life. So clearly this employment matters to young people with disabilities very much. And now, giving voice to employers, they demonstrated a values-driven and inclusive approach in hiring young people with disabilities. And they were motivated not by legal obligation or financial incentives, but by social responsibility. And I believe that this group has a large potential that is unexplored. Recruitment practices emphasize individual potential and person-centered values rather than the formal qualifications alone. So soft skills like communication, adaptability, and independence are critical to successful integration in the workplace, often more important than technical competencies. While young people with disabilities frequently face challenges related to self-confidence and the perceived stigma of their disability, their engagements in work or other activities besides work fosters autonomy, skills development, and readiness for employment. So employers report that many such individuals are clearly motivated to learn and to adapt, and this is supported through inclusive onboarding practices. Employers also recognize a need for external support from organizations that specialize in helping people with disabilities gain employment to facilitate the employment and integration of young people with disabilities, particularly in candidate pre-selection, and also workplace preparation, digital literacy and also for working with the teams so that they are prepared to for onboarding of young people with disabilities. So this training, coaching, and tailored adaptation tools are very important to employers during the initial stages of employment. So to conclude, professional development matters to young people with disabilities. Job crafting helps to gain and to continue employment of young people with disabilities. Job crafters are both mentors and coaches who aid in developing soft skills and that are crucial to successful integration into work. Also, the employers value job crafters, not only young people with disabilities. Okay, and thank you for your attention. This is it for now.
Okay, thank you so much. So I think it's an interesting report on a first view of the interest of our projects with the details you have explained. So I don't know if someone of my colleagues in the project that have the opportunity to interview these young people want to to show us or to make some comment about the experience or more details about the interviews. So maybe will be a good example about how this job crafting model works. So I don't know if someone is here. I think so. So maybe one of you want to show us and to give some details about the interviews. Okay. So in the meantime, if you have some questions
Hmm?
or you want to know more about this report and want to participate, you have the chat or you can active your microphone and ask the questions. In any case, we have also our website, so you can also explore our project on the website. Mhm. So, okay. Also, we will publish this report, the ex ante analysis, on our website, and will be available in the upcoming days, so you can review also the report on the details and also the statistical methods we have used to for the conclusions. I don't know
Uh,
if some of yeah, sure.
Also, I sent my email in the chat. So if you don't have questions now, maybe you will think of some later, and then you can drop me a line and I will do my best to answer, or I will put you in contact with the interviews team that if it's a question about the interviews. So you can contact me.
Great. I don't know if some of you have some experiences in this supporting for young people. So I hope you follow our project and see our results in some months. So we will have the results hopefully by the end of next year. So I hope you can review at this moment. So and be interesting for you.
Hello, good morning. Can I say
Hello, good morning, Anna.
something?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Hi, good morning. I'm very happy to be able to participate in this webinar with you. I'm from Aktywizacja Foundation, and I was the person who worked on the result of that IDI that Kasia told you about this result, something more. Barometer is one of our tools that help us monitor the situation on the labor market of our clients, and we collect this data. We call to our clients after 3, 6, 12, and 18 months to check what their situation on the labor market. So that's why we have this data in our foundation, and now we have this results, and I hope that results help us to create that job crafter model. And I would like to invite you to a webinar on the job crafting model, and we are going to tell you something more about that model on that webinar, and this webinar will be at the end of August, I think. At the moment, we do not know exactly which day, but you will definitely receive the invitation by email. And I don't know, should I say something more about that result, about that IDI, because Kasia said a lot of that. So if you have any questions to me, I'm going to probably give you some answers if I can. So if you would like to ask about something, so I'm here from Foundation Aktywizacja.
Thank you, Anna. So yes, we will have the publication of this report in some days on our website, and also we will have more webinars in the future. So this is a series of webinars we will have during these 2 years, updating the information about the project and also about also interest in the definitions, the model, and some example about this job crafting model. So you will receive, because you have now in this webinar, so you will receive the updating about the next webinar and the publication of our deliverables, so you can follow and will receive the information on your emails. So thank you, Anna, for your participation also.
You're welcome.
Okay, so some questions, some comments, something you want to know about this report or about the project? Not yet. Okay, so in any case, we again tell you that we have the information on our website. You have the email of our colleagues. So if you have any question or if you want to collaborate with the project, we are open and we are more than honored that you can participate with us in this project, in this 2 years project. So if there's no much question, we can close our session here. So thank you so much for presenting. I know you have some flu, so thank you so much for your efforts.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much. And we will meet at the end of August in our next webinar. You will receive the exact date and hour by email. And I hope you join us in our next meeting. Thank you so much,
Thank
and see
you.
you in a couple months. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you. See
Bye.
you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.